tonight.
We are set for the second semifinal in our women's 5-pin series, and again we remind you of the YBC celebrating 40 years of excellence in youth sport. And those gentlemen really appreciate the efforts of the YBC. They are the Bowling Proprietors Association of Canada, and the man in the middle is the president of that group, Brian Sargent from Kelowna. Good to have them with us, as it is our semi-finalists, Karen Armstrong and Helene Godmaire in our women's 5-pin series. Karen Armstrong from Winnipeg in the green against Godmaire from Gatineau, Quebec in the black. And it'll be Karen Armstrong coming off her 304-197 win over Yvette McClellan, who will lead things off. And remember, in that game, she started with 4 strikes in a row.
Got off to a great start, and her confidence, that kind of a shot, she got a couple of breaks early and really got on a roll. Powerful ball. Karen and Helene, no stranger to one another. They've competed at numerous times over the years in both Canadian 5 and Masters events. Karen with maybe the upper hand in the ladies team, and Helene with the upper hand in singles.
Godmaire gets a little dance and a jig from that left corner pin, but it won't go down.
Made a good shot on that first one, Steve. Could have got a break. Needs to make sure on this spare. Much better. She struggled a little bit with that left corner in the first match. She went 0 for 3. This time right off the bat makes the spare.
Godmaire moving over to the left lane, lane number 9 here at Bolorama Bayfield. Working on a spare. First ball in the second frame.
Didn't get that one turned over. Right on the nose, drove it straight back. First head pin though. Helene avoided any splits in that first game when she shot 246.
Goes to work on the left side, has the same combination remaining on the right side with her third ball.
Slides that one by the right 3-pin. Picks up 12 in the second frame.
And sits down with a total of 32 as Karen Armstrong trying to double with her first ball in the second frame. Remember, she started with 4 in a row in her first match. She'd like to equal that in this semifinal.
Right dead on the nose, drove it straight back. First game again, she had 6 strikes, including that 4 in a row she started with, but late in the match, she had 2 head pin splits.
Oh, nice.
Right in the hole, loses the count back on that strike.
Stupid head.
A little sarcasm there, suggesting that was a nice shot. And then followed that up with expressing how she really felt about herself.
Too long.
Okay. And punches the 3-pin, so a tough frame. Not only do you punch the head pin, but you lose count. Now, leaving 7 pins on the pin deck in a frame is not a great way to start.
Armstrong needs to regroup quickly here. First ball in the third frame, open in the second, strike in the first.
Push that one right.
Spare ball.
I'm just going to work hard and get this spare ball working. She wants to be on the inside between the 3-pin and the head pin. First game she had 2 misses on the middle, 1 right, 1 left.
Karen.
Made both spares. Doesn't look quite as free with the approach and in the arm swing. And when you start to struggle a little bit, that's what happens. You have a tendency to force things.
But she does manage to clean up and count 15 in that third frame. So her total goes to 43. And now Godmaire, who was open in the second frame after a spare in the first, has an opportunity here to go in front.
Concentration. Good arm swing again, just pushed it left. When Helene missed the middle in the first match, she missed it left 3 times. Back with this one. Little hook. She wants to be, oh no. Forced it right that time instead of just letting it swing. Punches the right 3-pin. Needs to clean up this wood. She'll have a small lead in the match. Wow.
Well, both bowlers started strong with a strike by Armstrong and a spare by Godmaire in the first frames, but the wheels have come off since then. Look at the open frames in the second and third for both bowlers.
Introducing Spectra 5, the only car in its class with 6 standard airbags. Packed with cool standard features and Kia's total care ownership coverage, including free oil changes for life. Kia Spectra 5, for only $229 a month, you can love one this much.
The Oral-B dental experts have created cleaning technology like nothing else on Earth. The new Oral-B Professional Care 8000. It pulsates and oscillates to loosen plaque and sweep it away. Teeth get twice as clean and dramatically whiter. Gums get stronger. Your whole mouth gets healthier. You'll never go back to an ordinary brush again. The new Oral-B Professional Care 8000. Brush like a dentist.
Happy holidays from Canadian Club.
So, how was it?
What?
Mission Space.
It was fine.
Fine.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
It isn't fast or scary, is it?
No.
This year, plan an out-of-this-world gathering with your good friends. To get started, visit disneyworld.ca.
Happy holidays from Canadian Club.
It's Armstrong against Godmaire, and this is our second semifinal in women's 5-pin. The winner will advance to the final against Shelley Bear. And this is Helene Godmaire. First ball in the 6th frame.
And a much better shot. Again, free will, you can tell the difference just the way she releases the ball, and in a lot of cases, the kind of action they get. Really unlucky here. 3-pin did it, supposed to do. Wrapped on the corner pin. The head pin was in behind and may have actually held that up a little bit.
But that's the mark she needed. Her second spare. She opened with a spare. She had a strike in the 4th and a spare in the 6th. So the 3 marks on the board for Godmaire as she sits down, and Armstrong goes to work trying to triple with her first ball in the 6th frame. This would be her 4th strike of the semi if she could pull it off.
Get over here. Come on, push it. Not this time.
Again, thick on the middle and straight end over end rolls. She drives everything backwards. She can, that 43 count back in the 4th frame gives her a pretty good lead in this match.
Got a strong voice, but then trying to handle Garrett, Cole, and Brett, her 3 sons, I think would help that voice. Didn't help her that time.
First left corner in this series, and she misses it in the on the gutter side. Again, a little bit of back and forth here between these ladies. Karen with a seeming good lead and an open frame to allow Helene back into this match.
And for Armstrong, open in the 6th as she goes to work in the 7th. The left lane. All Godmaire can do is sit and watch and hope that Armstrong doesn't get on the roll that she got on late in her opening match after opening the first match with 4 strikes in a row.
Nope. That one's not coming back, Karen, when you're that wide left. Pick up where that is. She's been aiming at the center arrow, and that was about 2 boards left of center. One mistake followed by another, right on the nose, and drove it straight backwards. Cleans it up this time, at least for the 15.
Well, her work is done through 7 frames, and she sits down with a 144 total. Godmaire goes to work with 75 through 5 frames, but working on a spare from the 6. This is her first ball in the 7th frame.
Nope, knew it. Turned her back as soon as it crossed the arrows. It was right on. Smooth approach and arm swing. Just a little bit left of that center arrow again, and
second head pin.
And head pins are bad enough. This is a really inopportune time because Karen Armstrong just opened the 7th frame. Helene had a chance to get back into this match.
Good job of cleaning up, picking up 15 in the 7th frame, but the total is 110. Compare that to Armstrong, 144 through 7 frames. So the advantage is still Armstrong in this semi. Helene Godmaire, first ball in the 8th frame in the semi-final against Karen Armstrong.
Again, turned her back, right on center arrow, drove the head pin straight back. A little break kicking out the 3-pin, but not enough. Tough spare here. But she was going to give it a run. Had to when you're down by 30 plus going into the last couple of frames.
Takes out the 3, leaves the left corner pin. So through 8 frames, her total is 123. Armstrong up and bowling in the 8th with a total of 144. The winner of this semi-final moving on to the final for the title and $10,000 against Shelley Bear.
Great shot. That's the way she started the first game with 4 in a row. She's thrown a couple of great shots like this in this match. Just not quite as many, but that was really well thrown ball. Good location, good rotation on the ball.
Armstrong trying to double now with her first ball in the 9th frame.
Yes, come on, touch it. Okay.
Had a little bit of a break on that. Caught a piece of the head pin. Chop off right side. Leave herself the left 3-2. one chop off in the first match and converted the spare.
Over.
Missed that one.
Gee whiz, Armstrong.
Lecture time.
Not very happy with herself. With a spare there, it would have gone a long ways to sealing up this match. Open frame here now, you got to be careful. Make sure you get the 15.
She gets the 15 and goes to 184 to take her seat. Awaiting to bowl in the 10th. Godmaire open in the 7th and 8th. First ball in the 9th frame.
Helene Godmaire, if she can strike out here with 4 in a row, she forces Karen Armstrong to go spare strike in the 10th.
Well, the best that Godmaire can do now in the 9th frame is a spare.
Good looking shot, actually. Just a little bit thin, and she left that left corner pin. Still got a chance. The match isn't over. 3 in a row. She'll force Karen Armstrong to count 15 in the 10th to win the match.
Godmaire needing strikes against Armstrong in this semi-final. 10th frame now for Helene Godmaire, needing to strike out.
Not to be.
Doesn't get it. Just wasn't there in the semi-final for Godmaire against Armstrong. It's the spare. Earns another ball.
A couple of head pins, a couple of missed frames where she missed the middle, didn't convert the spares.
Open in the 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 8th frames. And that's not going to cut it against somebody the caliber of Armstrong, who was really not with her A game in this semifinal either.
Well, no, but Helene Godmaire with only 1 strike in this match.
She sits down. Her work is done at 163. Armstrong is going to the final against Shelley Bear.
Ay, ay, ay.
And she knows she'll have to bowl better than that for the title and the $10,000.
Well, these last couple of frames, it's a little bit academic, but you're still frustrated at yourself when you don't make good shots.
Yes.
Little better and a break.
Well, that'll help the average. And she gets a chance to put a few more numbers to her total. She won't like that finish, but it's a win, and it does mean that she goes on and bowls for the 10,000 and the CBC title. She finishes at 206, and that is good enough to beat a struggling Helene Godmaire, who finishes at 163. So it's Karen Armstrong who faces Shelley Bear in our CBC final for $10,000. Next week from Barrie, the Prairie Showdown. Bear and Armstrong to the winner of the CBC title and the big check.